How's it going, everybody? It's time for another great Mr. Poestyle video. And today I'm going to talk about a game called Hammerin Harry. This was a game that came out in our arcades in 1990. It's not one that I was really familiar with back in the day, but yeah, it was out in arcades in 1990, and then there was an NES release of the first game. And that was in Japan and in PAL regions, so we didn't get that over here. And then there was a Hammerin Harry 2 that was only released in Japan. Well, here finally, as of I think about 2 years ago, we did have the opportunity to get these games, and Hammerin Harry Part 2 with an English translation. And from what I've seen, it came out on from Limited Run like 2 years ago. People could pre-order the thing. I didn't see the pre-order at the time, and you could actually get it in a double pack back then for this collection, or get to buy them separately. Now, by the time I saw it, I kept seeing it advertised here on Castlemania Games, and they were saying last chance to get a hold of this collection, but they didn't have the 2-pack available anymore. It was sold out. So I thought it looked interesting. I do love homebrews, and I love remasters and games that come back, and love it. And now that I have the AVS, even though I do have a nice little number of NES homebrews, so now that I have the AVS, I'm more apt to play these, I think, a little more often. Move the system up to my living room and play it or whatever. So yeah, I went ahead and got Hammerin Harry Part 1 and Part 2, the new reissues, the translated versions. So I don't necessarily need collector's edition, but that's what was available. That's what I got. Very quick shipping from these guys. Very heavy box. We'll take a look at what's inside, and then we'll take a look at some games. Some games play. Okay, we got a decal, a sticker from them. Rondo Products. We got their return, 30-day return delivery card here. That you can tell what's wrong with the game and why you're sending it back and everything nice like that. So let's get to our Hammerin Harry Part 1. Nice plastic wrap, a baggie over the top of this thing. Keep it fresh, keeping it nice. And it's inside one of those protective clear, if you want to display it that way, or you just want to keep the box nice away from coffee stains and whatnot. In my case, coffee everywhere. Here's the second one, same plastic baggie. And we'll set some of this stuff aside so we're not falling. Even the packing material is really nice. If you can see that. Really nice, different. Put those bags aside. Here is Part 2. Again, now we have the English translated version of this game that we can play at home on our NES or AVS or whatever. So, well, let's take a look inside there. It says includes exclusive cartridge and display stand. It has an acrylic display stand for each of these so that you can display your cartridges if you want to. You can see that on the front there. We have it on the back of each. Let's open Part 1. And let's get our cutter out here, because it does have a little plastic thingy right across the top there. Poof. Poof. Open the top. There's a tight fit. Pulling it out, and of course it is sealed. We got our shrink wrap. We need to take care of that, because we are going to play. We're going to play. How do we cut this shrink wrap without destroying everything? We've had some crazy weather out east here. People in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I'm in Pennsylvania here. You know, we got hit the other day really hard. 80-mile-per-hour winds. Blew out a lot of electricity around here. Blew out mine for about 11 hours, but we have people like my parents that live across the river over there, and my brother and my sister was out of power. My brother lives right up the road from my parents. He's still out of power. They're still out of power, but they have a generator, thank goodness. And it's been a couple of 3-4 days now. Some of these people around here, half of my town got power, the other half still doesn't have it. Some of them, they're telling them not until next week, so there's been trucks everywhere working on that. But there we go. And just take off this little cardboard. And here's the real back of the box. There's the front. And this just opens like this. Got one of those little side flaps that everybody loves so much. You hear that crispity? It was so crispity and crunchity. Hammerin Harry. I got number, I can't even read that, 87? I think that's number 87 of 2,500 made. And the company is Retrobit. So they had limited run, I think, make the physical games, but it's actually Retrobit. And this is just a film, a cover that comes right off. And now we have our game. An acrylic stand, and as you can see, that NES cartridge looks like wood. It's plastic, anyway, it's not real wood. Real wood. In the back. Oh, I love the wood grain. You know, I'm not even knowing much about the game itself. I just got to have it for the wood grain, huh? Really nice. Retrobit and IREM. Set that down, and we have our little acrylic stand. Stand in the place that you game. Now face north. Yeah. Trying to make sure I'm holding this thing up right. I'm not. Acrylic cartridge display stand. Of course, it's also wrapped in its own plastic. I don't really need to pull that out. It just sits like this, and your game will slide right down over it. And ta-da, got the little Hammerin Harry and his gal on there. Pretty neat. I'll never get these put back away the way they came out. There's the box. Your game holder without the game in it. So a little picture there, some artwork, and here's our instruction manual. I got a new tripod here, so I actually have it sitting up a little higher than my old wobbly one. And here's the back of the instruction manual. There's the box down here. And there you go, really nice manual. Inside, Hammerin Harry. Hammerin Harry. And your controls, everything you would expect an old school manual to have. They didn't skip a beat here, they didn't miss any detail. The whole story thing is here, you know, and your controller and what to do, and your reserve items and power-ups. And this might actually help me to play the the arcade version a little better. You know, if it follows it, maybe I'll know what to do. Your stages, tips and hints and tips, just the tips. And then we also have it in Japanese, partway through the manual there. I always love this, just like the old school. You got your D's notes. Got him. Notes section here. Jot down any notes you want, or don't. I won't. So we have that one. I'm just going to keep it open for now. Don't need to, you know, don't need to put everything back together right now. This is part 2. And again, we got the same protective plastic over it. Did I cut that yet? No, I did not. Now after this, I'll play a little bit of each game, and then maybe I'll have a longer video where I give each game a real try on their own. Wow. Yeah. It is a tidy fit. Come on out, you filthy animal. You're going to see all 4 of my chins jiggle trying to get this out of the box, or out of the protective. Wow, man. Should make a good blooper reel. My whole video is nothing but a blooper though. So. Okay, we pull it out of our extra tight. Yeah. So now we just got to take off the shrink wrap. We have a warning. Compatible with NTSC mode only. Well, this was originally a Famicom game. Didn't come out over here. And the other game didn't come out over here in North America either, from what I've read. It was PAL. So European. I'm a pooping. Oh, we put all this fuzzy. Put that back away. Don't need to get cut today. And of course, there's a thing telling us, hey, there's a, you know, there's an acrylic display. That's the back with that on it. Here's the real back of the box. Ta-da! Dee-dee-dee. So you got game 1, game 2 on the backs of the boxes. And just like the other one, it's like that little magnetic. What's inside? Sneak a peek. Here, you can see it before I do. Oh, listen to that freshness. Yeah. Sounds like your parts that are stuck to your leg during a sweaty hot day. And then we got this little cover here that covers the actual game. Our artwork, I love that. And there's our game. There's our cartridge. Alright. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of it. This one looks really cool too. This one is, I think it's supposed to look like concrete. And it does have that look at it. Hopefully the camera picks that up, because that is really neat looking. Or probably just looks gray on here, I don't know. It's not just a solid color gray. It's almost like a concrete. It's got some dark parts in it and lighter parts in it. So pretty cool cartridges. I can see why people would want to display them this way. Just to show off the cool cartridges. Wood, rock, wood, rock, wood, rock. Okay, let's put that down there. Let's see what else is in here. Acrylic display stand again. I'm not going to take it out. It's in a little plastic box. But the game card just sits right on there, and you can see this shows, well, 2 guys. One of them's carrying somebody. I don't know. See him carrying him? You see that? Once upon a time. Tell a little story with it. There's this guy here, and then this guy, and he was kidnapping that person. Or something. Here is the inside of our box with nothing else in there. That's what it looks like. And then finally, Here's our instruction manual for Hammerin Harry. Q. And everything you would expect. You know, table of contents. Special thanks. Do I know anybody here? Special thanks to Castlemania Games, Limited Run Games. Okay, cool. Video Game History Foundation. But spells. Are there any? But I mean, I thought maybe there'd be somebody I knew from the YouTubes or something, but I don't see anything. That's a cool instruction manual. The looks of this one, just the looks of it, give me the River City Ransom feels to it. Got a little story in there and our controls. And maybe I'll read the little stories when I do individual videos. I say when I do individual videos, but who knows if or when I can ever get around to that. That's why I make these longer videos now. You can stop these videos at any time and come back, or not come back, is what most people choose. You know. Take a look at me now. Stages. Take a look at me now. Just making another videos against all odds. Yeah. And then the rest is in Japanese. And of course, we got our notes section. These notes. Got him. And this is the back of the instruction manual. Come on, Harry, for your money. Yeah, not too bad. I think these ones ran me, I think it was $59 a piece on Castlemania. They were advertising a couple weeks there in a row, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll do that. And then, of course, I wasn't doing it, and so it was finally time to poop or get off the pot because they were going to be gone. And like I said, I didn't know Limited Run was the one that, you know, came out with all this stuff a couple years ago. I just know I saw it advertised and decided to go for it. So that goes back together easily enough. I say that now. I'll put it away and find out there's another piece laying here or something. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hammerin Harry, because I don't know if there'll be a wrap up to this video. This intro is already 12 hours long and we haven't got to any gameplay. But was this something you picked up when it was from Limited Run? Did you get it from Castlemania Games or one of the other few places that had it out? Let me know. Did you play this in the arcade back in the day, or maybe you're from Europe or Japan and you played these games and have a love for it? It's new to me. Love these cartridges. Love that wood grain. I would display that just with all the other wood grain I got laying around, right? You got wood grain here, wood grain here. Wait a minute, that's not all wood grain here. Fake wood grain is my life. My parents, up until about 5 years ago, still had the wood paneling in the living room of the house that I grew up in, and finally they got it drywalled. Why would you ever get rid of that gross old wood paneling, Mom and Dad? Why? Let me know. Let me know. So here you go, just one more look here at the games. Hammerin Harry, Part 1. If I can do this with one hand. Again, you got your game, you got your stand for your cartridge. Nice tight fit. Instruction manual. And your fella. Bad guy. And here's Part 2. A little magnetic flap. Film over it. Your cartridge, concrete cartridge. stand. One from the other one. Instruction manual. Then there's your fella. So there they are. And since this unboxing video did go so long, there are going to be separate videos, I've decided. So there's your unboxing. Next we'll play the arcade version original, and then we'll get to our wood grain part 1, our concrete part 2. Thanks for watching. Oh, Nacho. Come here, Nacho. No biting. No bite. Ooh! No biting! Oh, Nacho, stop!